On top of that, you know, I think that it's very important for the candidate to have charisma, to have a lot of personality, because otherwise, especially when you're talking about very heavy subjects, it might come across as being a little preachy. Hello everyone, welcome once again to my channel. It's your boy Luis Portelles, and for today's video we have a very special one because I'm gonna be sharing with you guys my final top 10 picks for Miss World Philippines 2022. The final coronation night is just about to happen in a few hours, so I decided to put this video together very quickly. I was not necessarily planning to make it, but some of you guys have been requesting this, so I told myself, why not? Let's have a conversation around this topic. So if you guys are following me on my Instagram, you already know what my top 10 picks are because I did post it on my Instagram page. So if you're not following me, go and check out my Instagram as well. But today, for those of you who follow me on YouTube, you will be getting my explanation and reasoning behind the top 10 picks. So if you enjoyed this video, as usual, don't forget to leave a like so that it gets recommended to more people. Subscribe to the channel for more videos like this one almost every single day. And last but not least, let me know in the comment section if you agree with my picks and what are your expectations for the coronation night of Miss World Philippines 2022. And subscribe to the channel for more content, and I will see you with my list right after the intro.
Be strong.
Okay, so because we are running out of time, I'm going to make this video pretty conversational, meaning that I'm not gonna overdo it or try to make it like super polished. I'm just gonna share with you guys my thoughts and comments about each one of my top 10 candidates. And actually, you know, I made a mistake when it comes to the order of the candidate because one of them is not eligible for the crown that I gave her because of her age. However, I will still keep the same order and I will just tell you guys who I would have put instead, okay? So let's get started. Number 10 on my list is, who do you think it is? Number 10 is Charissa Costales. I think that she's a wonderful, beautiful girl. I mean, in terms of performance all throughout the competition, I feel like she was just consistent when it comes to each one of the challenges. But something that I really loved about her is just her beauty. I feel like she is very delicate, very soft, but still giving us some of those Baba Boom elements. I think that her body, for example, is just outstanding. And in terms of personality, I'm gonna tell you she's one of the candidates that I really appreciated the most during the competition. And one of the moments that I always think of when I think of her performance is the head-to-head challenge. So of course that's a very important one, we all know that, especially for Miss World, and I think that it really put her on my good side, hence the fact that she made it into the top 10. Now, number 9 on the list, we have Symone Bornelia. And those of you who follow Miss Universe Philippines in 2021, you guys remember her, of course. She was very young back then, only 18 years old as she joined Miss Universe. And I think that coming back to pageantry already is a big risk to take, of course, because you need not only to recover from the previous pageant, but also prepare for the current one. And I think that she has done so beautifully, like so wonderful in terms of her performance and everything that she has delivered since the beginning of the competition, especially for her young age. I know that Symone has a very strong support system, and in terms of consistency, I think that she has been able to live up to the expectation in terms of the looks, in the communication skills, which I already knew were amazing, in terms of just the glam and the styling and the beauty, and just I feel like she has a very polished personality as well. Like, she is very well media trained, so of course she has been able to shine in pretty much all of the challenges. There's not a single one that I can think of that I was like, yeah, she could have done better. No, the performance was always there. Moving on, we have at number 8 Justine Flores, and I know once again a comeback queen. We remember her from Binibining Pilipinas 2021, one of the candidates that a lot of people were expecting to get a crown. Unfortunately, she did not get the crown back then. Now, for this year, you know, in the very beginning, I was kind of convinced like Justine was gonna go for the crown of Miss Supranational, and I still believe up until this point that Justine has a chance. So please, the fact that I'm putting her at number 8 doesn't mean that she cannot make it. I just think that there are some moments during the competition that Justine really excels and that she really shows like the best of herself. And there are moments in the competition where I think that she fades a little bit more with the group of girls, which is not a bad thing, of course. But I think that when you're looking at candidates, especially with such a large group of girls, you really have to be on your A game at all times. If Justine is able to turn on the personality, the charisma, the energy for the coronation night, she might still be able to get one of the 5 titles. but I think that that's going to depend of the performance and just the state of mind that she will be in for the coronation. Number 7 on the list, we have Cassandra Chan, and believe me, I'm so happy that I finally get to talk about her a little bit here on the channel, because I didn't cover much of her journey. But I think that Cassandra, first of all, her body, if you guys have not seen it, exquisite. I just think that she is such a beautiful woman, and also has the entire package when it comes to the facial beauty, to the brains. Her communication skills are on point, and also I think that she was one of the girls that was very consistent all throughout the competition as well. There are certain challenges that come to mind, but I think that, for example, in the more physical ones, the beachwear presentation, I thought that she was amazing. Also, some of the challenges that I didn't get to cover because I was not in town actually, such as the national costume. We know that it's not necessarily a category for the pageant, but I still think that she did amazing. I really enjoyed her communication skills during the activities where they were required to kind of speak, especially the introduction statements in the very beginning. And anyways, you guys get the idea. I think that she really has the entire package, and if given the possibility to represent the Philippines internationally, she's one of the girls that feels like she's ready to do it today. Number 6 on the list, we have Allison Black. I'm not gonna lie, since the very beginning I kind of overlooked Allison a little bit, but I think that the more that we advanced in the competition, the more that she was undeniable. Actually, as a matter of fact, if I just go back to the Miss World Philippines page and I look through the challenges and the different winners, she is constantly very near the top if she doesn't make it into the top 10. So she's been one of the candidates that has delivered not only a lot of quality, but that has been very consistent with her placing. Because of that, I think that she's one of the girls that might surprise us during coronation night, and she might manage to really get a title. We know that, of course, for pageants we all have like the fan favorites and the ones that we expect to win, but that's not always how the pageants go. So if there is someone that I think has what it takes to surprise us, that will of course be Allison. Now moving on to my top 5, and this is where it gets interesting because we are starting to talk about actual winners, like crowns that will be given to the candidates. And at number 5 I have Gwen Fournier. I know that Gwen, just very similar to the case of Allison, is one of the candidates that, yes, I did notice her beauty, I noticed her performance, but I was kind of overlooking in pretty much like all of the aspects of the competition. But when I look back at the competition, the ones who placed, the performances, I think that she has been one of the most exciting and consistent candidates as well. Now, I told you earlier in the beginning of the video that I actually made a mistake, and that is because I gave Gwen the title for Miss Eco Teen International. However, upon double checking her information, I do realize that Gwen is already 21 years old, meaning that she doesn't qualify for the teen category. Because of that, I would actually switch with Symone Bornelia. You know, I put Symone at number 9 on my list, but I think that if we had to select someone who needs to be at most 19 years old, I think that Symone will definitely be the one that I will give that title to. She is ready to represent the country internationally, and I know that she will do an amazing job. And in terms of Gwen, of course, because at that point I'm taking away the title that I gave her initially, I think that Gwen will still be an amazing representative. So if the rest of my list doesn't go as planned, Gwen will be one of the girls that I would love to see get a title and get the chance to represent the country internationally, okay? So let's get now into the top 5 and let me know if you guys agree with it so far. Alright, so at number 4 on the list and representing Miss Eco International, we have none other than Santamaria. I know that we had Sam here on the channel and she is a friend, of course, very lovely girl. And I'll tell you that for me personally, Santamaria has really gone above and beyond everyone's expectations, especially after her performance last year during Miss Universe Philippines. I know that we all remember that. I loved her back then, but at this point with Miss World Philippines, I feel like this is more of a fitting pageant for Sam. It just makes her shine in terms of her advocacy, her performance overall. I feel like her styling for this pageant has enhanced drastically. She looks amazing at all times. She is glowing. And the thing that I really love about Sam is that although we all know that she comes from privilege, and that's something that a lot of people use against her, I really like how down to earth she is. I don't feel like she is one of those girls who was born with a golden spoon and she knows it and she uses it to her advantage. I would actually say that it's the opposite. Every single time that I have an opportunity to talk to Santamaria personally, I always got the impression that she was a very down-to-earth person. And keep in mind that I've been able to talk to her in front of the camera, I mean during live streams, and also behind the scenes through Instagram DMs, but also just talking face-to-face through video, of course, without being filmed or recorded. So hopefully the stars align for her. I'm really excited to see her performance. Now, number 3 on the list, and the candidate that I selected to send to Reina Hispanoamericana, of course, I'm talking here about Paola Ortega. She is honestly one of my favorites of the entire competition because of her personality. I feel like she has really been able to shine and excel in really most of the challenges. There hasn't been really one category that didn't feel exciting, that didn't feel creative, that it didn't feel like she put her entire heart and mind into it. I know that a lot of us put Paola into the category for Reina Hispanoamericana, and that is because she is fluent in Spanish, and this is one of the main reasons why I'm putting her on the category of Reina Hispanoamericana. But I do want to say that Paola has the level of skill, the level of beauty and confidence that I think that she can represent the Philippines very, very well in any of the other crowns such as Miss Supranational or even Miss World. She does have what it takes. We all remember last year what happened with Emmanuel Vera. I was very vocal about it. I think that the fact of not having a translator kind of played against her a little bit. But of course, if they had someone like Paola, that wouldn't be a problem anymore. I feel like Paola will really be able to shine during Reina Hispanoamericana. But we'll see. We never know what might happen. I'm just hoping for the best for my girl. Now, the candidate that I'm gonna be placing at number 2 and going to Miss Supranational is none other than Maria Gigante. I know that you guys love Maria. I love Maria as well. I had the pleasure to talk to her and have her here on the channel. And I think that in terms of confidence, in terms of just like her entire aura. I don't know if you guys can understand what I'm saying, but I mean, I had the opportunity to talk to Maria, and I always feed off people's energy for an interview, for my interaction, for going live. And Maria had just such a presence that I feel like this is exactly what will do very well in a stage such as Miss Supranational. In terms of confidence, communication skills, sass, if we can call it that way, and even how dynamic she is on stage, I think that Maria is really one of the candidates to beat in this competition. Very few girls come close to that level. Of course, we also know that she has a lot of pageantry experience. She has competed against some of the most recognizable and appreciated beauty queens of all times in the Philippines. And because of that, I think that if given the chance to represent the Philippines internationally in Miss Supranational or any other pageant, she will not only do that very well, but also I'm pretty sure that she has what it takes to place really high or even bring the crown back home. So I don't know if you guys agree, but please, once again, let me know in the comment section. Alright, and last but not least, my number 1 pick, and going to the biggest crown that is offered at the moment by Miss World Philippines, going to Miss World is none other than Ashley Subicano. Of course, I think that this is no surprise for most of you. I think that a lot of people were rooting for Ashley to go to Miss World because of obvious reasons. First of all, Ashley is just impressive in terms of her physique, in terms of her facial beauty. So already all of the, I would say like the superficial things that you would look at first when it comes to a beauty queen, she really checks all of those marks. She's a very eloquent girl, and more than just having communication skills, she also has a lot of intelligence. When she speaks, she does so with a lot of substance. She knows her references. She has ways to back up her arguments and really make sure that she is giving an overall well-rounded opinion. On top of that, you know, I think that it's very important for the candidate to have charisma, to have a lot of personality, because otherwise, especially when you're talking about very heavy subjects, it might come across as being a little preachy. And if there's anything that I remember from my interaction with Ashley during our live interview, is that she just made everything so light. It just felt like I was having a conversation with a friend. I was actually having fun talking with her about subjects that for a lot of people can be considered quite heavy. Well, I think that if she keeps that energy, if she keeps that dynamic, and she brings that to the stage of Miss World, this could be an extraordinary year for Ashley. I also want to see her win this title because of course it's a family affair at this point. We know that Ashley's mom, Miss Cara Subicano, represented the Philippines back in 1994 in Miss World, and she also was an amazing, incredible candidate that year. So there's also a part of me who wants to see Ashley go because I don't know, it's just such a beautiful mother-daughter connection, and also such a beautiful full circle moment for them to just have that opportunity to have two Miss World Philippines in the family. And even with her background, the fact that she has visible parents, in that obviously she is also clearly a fan favorite in this competition. She always came across as being very humble and a very down-to-earth person. I love that, I appreciate that, and I cannot wait to see what's gonna happen during the coronation night. Manifesting and putting it into the universe, or the world rather, for her to get the title. But anyways, that was my assessment, my final prediction for, of course, the coronation night. I do think it's important for me to say that this is just based on my personal opinion, of course. The interactions that I had with the girls, my observations, I know that things might go differently, and if that happens, well, that's okay, so be it. I'm still gonna be happy for anyone who gets the opportunity to represent the Philippines internationally. This is such a beautiful platform, and it gives amazing, incredible opportunities to these ladies. So, I mean, I can only be happy for them, whatever the outcome of the competition will be. But please, you guys, I also want to know your opinion. So kindly let me know in the comment section, what do you think about my overall comments and ranking. I will be reading your comments. While you're at it, don't forget to leave a like on this video so that it gets recommended to more people. And last but not least, subscribe to the channel for more videos like this one almost every single day. And of course, you know, that's the tradition around here. Before you go, come here and give me a hug. That's a little tradition on the channel. Thank you for coming and spending a few moments out of your day here with me. And until I see you next time, please stay safe, be kind to one another, sending you all my love, all my kisses, and I'll see you on the next one.